Good morning, amateur radio people of the world. It is so good to be back on YouTube again. I've had a couple of long weeks of working and trying to make some money, you know, so I hadn't been really on YouTube very much. And I've had a couple of people ask me questions about FT8 and how I had FT8 set up and different things like that. And what I did, you know, I used VOX. I did not use a signallink. I didn't use any special expensive devices. I used the FT891, which is in the cheap Harbor Freight box, and I used my computer. And you know, and I don't really have. I have radio set up in the house. I have an old Yazoo set up in there, but I don't really turn it on too much. I'm normally working. And I don't really have much time for it, but you know, the winter time's coming, and things are starting to slow down, so I'm gonna get back into making more YouTube videos. I have a video I want to make on this Wonderful. It's a Bluetooth speaker. It runs Zello, and I'm trying to get it to work with Echolink. I've been unsuccessful with that so far. Yeah, so I got a couple of videos that's going to go up, so like and subscribe. And this video is going to be FT8 from install to contacts. Be right back. I tell you what, that sunshine feels pretty good up there. All right, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to open this stuff up here. I got the computer just right there. We're going to use this old tiller attachment here for a little table. All right, in here, let's see if I can get you a little closer. You guys can see what is going on over here. All right, so here's my little box. Now, that's what I use here, my little box. So what we got is FT891. It's got an SWR meter. This is the wire portion of a homebrew in-fed half-wave dipole, and this is the coil and transformer portion of that in-fed half-wave dipole, coax, ground, wire. Pretty simple. That thing works awesome. That's 40 meters. It actually will do 80 meters too. Yeah. All right, we got two 3.5 millimeter phono jacks, you know, two 3.5 millimeter phono jacks with the wires, you know, whatever you want to call them, and I zip tied them together all the way down there. It's just to keep them together a little bit. This antenna is a dipole, but it's cut into sections. It's an 80 meter length dipole, but it's cut, and there's a cut on the wire at there's 10 meters, well, 6 meters, 10 meters, 15 meters, 17 meters, 20 meters, 40 meters, and 80 meters. And so you just I mean, I did it really rough. You just twist the wires together, you know, whatever. I'll make a video on that also later. Ground wire, microphone, cat cable, which for the FT8 is simply a USB cable like what you would use for a printer. And this is basically an adapter. It's for the RJ45 microphone plug to like a headset mic. The main idea here is to be able to plug this into that, right? This goes in the microphone jack in your radio, and this comes from your computer speaker. It's just an adapter. This actually came with the headset that I got, the cheap headset, and it is basically it's to power the headset, you know. So, and I took an old microphone cable. That's the RJ45, plugs into the radio. so the headset plugs in. I will put a wiring diagram schematic for this particular one below, but you can search Google, find out the pinout for your radio, and make one of these, or you can buy it on Amazon or something. I'll post a couple of links for different ones for different radios below, and check them out. Maybe this is a whole lot cheaper than a signallink or something like that, so check that out below. Hey, I'm back. So you go to Google, and I know you guys can't see this, but Google WSJT dot, oh, there it is. It's the first one, WSJT-X. Click on that, and it brings up a page, https://physics.princeton.edu. And scroll down to the bottom. They got all kind of stuff on here. You can get this for Debian, Ubuntu, Fedora, Red Hat, Raspbian, Jessie, English, Spanish, German, Norwegian, Finnish, Dutch. All kind of information here. Down at the bottom, installation packages, Windows, Linux, Macintosh. You can even get the source code, and you know, you guys that know about the source code and how to change that, you can do some pretty, I guess, whatever you want to do with the source code there. I'm going to download Windows WSJT-X 2.0.0-RC3-Win32.exe. The short version is I'm going to download WSJT-X. Is that cool? In the meantime, while that's downloading, which it is right now, on the hotspot on the phone there, I'm gonna sling that up in a tree there, have us some little wire in the air, and I'll be right back as soon as it downloads to see what the next step is. What's going on? We got it working. We got it going. We got it going on out here in the, it's cold. It's like, man, it's freezing. You people up north, I'm gonna tell you what, it is like 40 degrees here. I'm freezing, okay? It's like 45. Okay, no, really, it's about 50. But I'm cold, man. It's cold out here. I'm gonna have to bundle up. All right, so we got the computer, we got the radio, we got the antenna, and literally, the antenna is literally like, it goes along the top of these bushes, and then right there. Like, you see that tree right there? It's like right there. It's not 8 feet off the ground. There's no way it's more than 8 feet off the ground at any spot. All right, so what I have done, here is that device I showed you. It's comes from the microphone jack on the radio, and it goes to a 3.5 millimeter phono. Okay, so it comes from, let's start here. Get the radio, the speaker, headphone jack on the radio goes to the microphone on the computer. Okay, now I have this because my computer has one jack, just like your cell phone would. It has 3 rings. It's the microphone and headphone together. Okay, so this little doohickey, which I'll put a link for these down below if you want to look at them or get you one. It's really neat. It splits headphones from microphone on the 3-ring headphone jack, like what you use on your phone, and that's what my computer has on it. So that is what I use. No sound card. My computer has a sound card in it, just like yours does, and that's what works. Okay, so that's that. So speaker to microphone, and then back the other way, headphones to the microphone on the radio, which is a little device that I showed you a minute ago. It actually came with my headphones, my headset. Okay, so that, and I have the 18 milliamp hour battery, the computer here, downloaded WSJT-X. We go to File. Literally, this is all I've done. I went to File. I went to Settings. Under the first tab in General, Station Details, I put in my call sign and my grid. The next tab is Radio. I selected FT891, and I put in the parameters that I need for my cat control. If you use cat control on another software like N3FJP's login software or N1MM's login software or some other login software, if you use cat control with that, it'll be the same. It'll be exactly the same. I chose COM8, 4800 baud, 8 data bits, 2 stop bits, no handshake, and the PTT method I chose as VOX. I hit test cat, it didn't give me an error. I think it did turn green or something like that, but it took a while, but no big deal. So that's all I did there. Audio is, I only have one audio source. The sound card input is the microphone. It says Realtek high definition audio microphone. The sound card output is speaker headphone, which is Realtek high definition audio. Again, both mono, and yours may be different, but that's seriously, that's all the settings in the program that I had to do anything with. And the only one that was an issue was the rig control, and that's because I didn't know off the top of my head. I had to go to Google and say, okay, FT891 WSJT rig control, and then it popped up right there. It said 8 data bits, 2 stop bits, and it gave me all the settings I needed for my radio, which is, if you have any questions on any of that, if you have any trouble, please don't hesitate to comment below and ask me, and I will do everything I can to get you what information you need on it. And there's lots of other videos on YouTube about that, and they probably will be using your specific radio if you search for it. So, but this video is mainly about not using a signal link. We're using the sound card in the computer. No special frilly stuff. The computer, the radio, speaker, headphone jack goes to the microphone in the computer. Speaker, headphone jack in the computer goes to the microphone in the radio. It is literally that simple. You have a little audio little bar here. It kind of tells you the dB of your audio there is green. If it's too loud, it's red. Use the volume for that. Okay, and then use the volume on your computer for the other way around. You have to check your ALC here. You do a transmit, you look at your ALC. Of course, you need it to be tuned. It has to be tuned, obviously, and you want your wattage on 25 watts. The radio needs to be on upper sideband, and the VOX delay needs to be as low as you can get it. The FT891 will go down to 30 milliseconds VOX delay, and that's what it's set on. It works great. I just made a contact with K2IEC. He says RRR, he says 73s, and I said 73s, so that's successful contact, just like that on FT8, and it is awesome. It is absolutely awesome. So, yeah, remember, upper sideband, turn your VOX on, because that's what you're using. If you're having trouble and it won't transmit, make sure you got your VOX on, because that's what we're doing. That's the name of this game. No signal link here. And nothing wrong with signal links. If you have a signal link, use it, because they're awesome. But I don't have a signal link. I haven't made the initial plunge to buy anything extra. So I don't have a signal link. But, they are awesome. And if I could afford one, I would definitely have one, but I can't, so I don't have one. So, but you could do it with VOX, and it works just as good. The only other thing that you need to do is go into your clock here on the computer and make sure there's a setting in there somewhere where you can, and the easiest way to find it if you don't know is to go to Google, set time on Windows 10 or, you know, Mac or whatever you have, and just search for it. But the time on your computer needs to be within a few milliseconds exactly the same as everybody else who's using FT8, because it'll transmit for 15 seconds and it'll listen for 15 seconds, and it will transmit for 15 seconds and it will listen for 15 seconds. And if your time is not exactly the same as everybody else's, you won't receive anything at all. So if you're not receiving anything at all, check your time, check your volume. Okay, so that's two things. And also check and make sure that you have the microphone headphone jack, you know, correct. You could get them switched. I've done it. And so, and that's basically all there is to it. Gosh, I don't even know what else to tell you. I'll put some links down below for this and some schematics and stuff on how to do it. I'll put some links for this little adapter if you need that. There's also, if you don't have I mean, it doesn't take much of a sound card. I use this for a long time. It's like a couple dollars on Amazon. It's a USB, it's a sound card. You got headphones, microphone, just like that, sound card. So, I mean, there's hundreds of different ways to do this. The biggest thing is have your time set correctly on your computer, and just go ahead and get that from the internet. So much easier. Call sign, grid. You want to do your data control, your rig control. Select that you're going to use VOX. You know, microphone, headphone, and then upper sideband. The VOX delay as low as you can get it. Turn the VOX on. Put your power down, 25 watts or less. And you're rolling. So what we're gonna do, I see K1 BIF. I'm gonna double click on him here. I'm gonna hit enable TX. We'll double click this guy, and it's receiving right now. And we're gonna wait and we're gonna watch and see. We're gonna make a contact with this guy. All right, we're transmitting. We are transmitting right now. And it's hard to see this thing out here in the daytime, you know. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to learn how to show my screen. All right, now we're receiving. See down here on the bottom? It's receiving. And I'm on 7.074. Monitors enabled. Enabled TX. If you see a red bar, look, he responded. He responded. Let me get up here. There we go. Now we're transmitting the third line here. And it does it automatically. It is awesome. I mean, they call it zombie mode because you just sit here and look at it. But you make contacts. And literally, 25 watts. My antenna is in the bushes right now. All right, he heard that. He called me again. I guess he didn't hear me that time. All right, he said 73. So he got my grid and my signal report, and now I guess I'm saying 73, and it's done. It's game over. So it's that easy. And if you have, like I said, if you have any questions at all, please comment down below. Check out the links. I'll put some links down there. I have some more videos that I'm going to do, so like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, please, because it's awesome. Look at this. Wonderful. So Bluetooth speaker mic for people that like Zello. People that have to go to work and you want to look official, you can listen to your music on your phone here. It's pretty cool. I'll do a full review on this in my next video. So like and subscribe so you can see that. Click the little bell, and love you guys. And if you have any questions, put them down below. Alright, so check this out. What has happened here is, took me a while to figure out what was going on. My antenna wasn't connected to my transformer. Goes to the microphone here. That way, whatever you hear coming out of your radio can go into the computer and be decoded by FT8. Hopefully. It has been 34 or 40 minutes of figuring out one little thing that I did wrong, and which was I didn't select COM 8. You know, you got to know what COM port you plug it into, or you know, you can't just say it's in COM 4. If there's nothing in COM 4, then your computer's going to go and it's not going to know what to do. So, hasn't started transmitting yet. So, maybe I did something wrong. Who knows? I got to turn the volume up. Got to turn the volume up on the, because the volume here controls your input, right? So let's see, I'm using VOX, but the VOX is not on. So what we're going to do is turn the VOX on. Right now it's transmitting. It just stopped transmitting. That is awesome. Okay, so you have to have the VOX on if you're going to use the VOX, right?